This is part of our Kitchen HQ collection. So this is a product line that is developed specifically for HSN, and it's meant to give you more confidence in the kitchen. It's really smart tools, meant to tackle any job that you have. Of course, Chef Shahir Massoud is our brand ambassador. He's a classically trained chef. He is awesome. And we gotta talk about the smart tools that you guys use. When you want to shape those perfect burgers for your summer barbecue, when you wanna make those perfect brownies, sweet, savory, this is the mold you need. It's the Master Shaper. You can make 8 brownies at a time. You could be making 8 burgers at a time. It even comes with this special lid, and these are all done in silicone. So once you put your goodies in there, or your dough, your ground meat, whatever you wanna do, and you press it closed, it makes that perfect shape. And Chef, you've taught me that when you've got that perfect shape, you know, your results are more consistent, you cook evenly, it's really smart. We got red and turquoise available for you. Tell me how you stumbled upon this one.
Okay, so check this out, Leslie. I mean, the whole Kitchen HQ lineup we've designed to make life easy, faster, more consistent. And these are really restaurant tricks. In the restaurant world, we use silicone molds all the time so that everything is the exact same shape. So let's start with a simple burger. All you're gonna do is put your ground beef right into your Master Shaper and spread it out, okay? I haven't done any real work here. All you do then is put that silicone lid right on top, and you can see then that it becomes really flush and flat. And this is really cool because then you could put it right into your freezer, you could put it into your cooler, head right to that barbecue, super easy to store. And then what you do, check this out. I did one earlier that I placed in my fridge, and there it is. 8 perfect burgers, even thickness, even size, they cook at the same time. You can take this to your barbecue, take it out to your grill, throw them on there with a little salt and pepper, or Leslie, guess what? You could put these covered like that into your freezer and cook them from frozen. So a great way to get easy, consistent, same shape burgers. This is the way to do it. But of course, there's other tricks that you can do, Leslie. You mentioned baked goods. I saw brownies. I bake too. So this is oven safe to 450.
Oh, yeah, oven safe up to 450. Look at our beautiful little sweets there, our little treats that we've got there. You could be making 8 at a time. You can prep ahead. And remember, because it's that super durable silicone, yes, it could go in the oven up to 450 degrees, but it can go in the cooler, it can go in the freezer, it can go in the fridge, because prepping ahead, Chef, takes the stress out of things, but also there's a science behind it. It's just gonna cook easier, it's gonna cook evenly. And it's gonna be prettier too.
You know, without the Kitchen HQ Master Shaper to do 8 burgers, you're going to take the ground meat, you're going to do it by hand. Some will be thick, some will be thin, some will be 5 ounces, some will be 7 ounces. So you don't want that. In seconds, when I put the ground beef into my Master Shaper and put the top on, you've got even burgers, right? But everything cooks evenly. So we mentioned that it's oven safe up to 450 degrees. Imagine these are little carrot cakes, your cornbreads, your baked goods. Everything bakes and cooks evenly, which is what you want. And check this out, not just for burgers. I did this with my son yesterday. Rice Krispie squares.
Stop it.
Well,
you
really.
had me at hello.
Hold on. I guess they're not squares, are they, Leslie? I guess they're more octagons. How many sizes do I have for you? You get a different shape, right? So super cool. Again, every restaurant I've ever worked in, we've used silicone molds. You get even, consistent shapes for burgers, for baked goods, for breads, for desserts, all sorts of stuff. And check this out. So yes, they are oven safe. Yes, they are freezer safe. And here's another little trick I do. Here's one that I flipped upside down. I know, looks a little weird, but check it out. My leftover soup. My leftover soup. There's my chicken noodle soup. So if you're going to the trouble of making a homemade soup, a homemade chili, a homemade stock, anything like that, and you have leftovers, I like to freeze them in individual portions so that when it comes time to bring them back up to heat, I don't have to thaw out a giant tub of soup or chili or stock. You have a single portion right here. So if I come home and, you know, I want a single bowl of soup, there it is. So freeze with it, shape with it, bake with it.
So smart.
And stackable.
Yeah, and by the way, 2 colors available. Maybe you want to pick up the blue for, you know, your sweets. Maybe you want to pick up the red because you know the red will always be for your raw meats and your raw burgers. We've got both colors available. You get the bottom and you get the lid. Remember, oven safe, freezer safe, fridge safe, cooler safe. They're really, really smart. And you know what I was reading about, so Chef Shahir, I always bring home cilantro and it always goes bad on me. I've tried everything. A lot of people freeze it and put it away. Like you just put some water in there. I could be freezing my herbs in this too.
For sure. You could freeze any puree. So what I like to do with herbs, let's say you get lots of bunches of cilantro, parsley, etc. You could puree them up with a little bit of water and have little pods of fresh herbs, all sorts of stuff. And by the way, Leslie, we've talked almost the whole hour about entertaining and saving money. Ground beef is one of those things that goes on sale quite a bit. So whenever it goes on sale, what I like to do, I'll make my burgers, and that's why I love that they're stackable. I make my burgers, and then I put them in the freezer. So these are totally safe to put into the freezer. Now I've got those burgers ready to go. You can cook them from frozen. So a great way to get your prep time, you know, in half, if not more. A great way to save money. Freeze it or cook them from fresh, absolutely.
And a lot of people are buying in bulk too. So speaking to your point, you could go and get the savings on the big giant thing of ground beef or ground chicken. You know, do you want turkey burgers? You can buy the ground turkey. It's more affordable than if somebody's making it for you, but you're gonna get those consistent results. They will cook more evenly. You can prep ahead and now you get to enjoy your party instead of doing the prep work while your friends are there. I love that it has this cool shape, like a honeycomb shape, because you know, we all know that when food is prettier, it's more appealing, right, Chef?
Well, for sure. And look, that's why, again, every restaurant I ever worked at, simple desserts, we always have a silicone mold. So like to pack a little carrot cake in that shape for my son with his school lunch, he loves it, right? You think about the bake sale that you have coming up. Forget about squares for Rice Krispies. Do a different shape. So silicone molds are a great way to get creative shapes for whatever you know what, Leslie, I once even did some panna cotta in this. Like you can really get creative. Absolutely. I know, I'll give you another idea. One time I put store-bought ice cream into my silicone master shaper, and then I baked cookies of the same shape. I made these ice cream sandwiches. So you can really get creative. The fact that you can freeze them, bake with them, hey, even just for the burgers, it's worth it. And you know, the sense of get the ground beef, get your 8 even perfect burgers, and stack them on top of each other. It's the way to do it.
I love that you did the you know, that you put the soup away in there. When you uncovered it, I thought it was I know this is where my mind is. I thought it was like little mac and cheese. Like I was like, what did he put in there? It was so cool. But you know, that's perfect because instead of having a giant, you know, food container that's taking up all space in your freezer, look at how much sleeker that is. Takes up less space.
Think about any leftover, Leslie. So like, for example, I make a big batch of, you know, a ragu that my wife loves, a beef ragu, and there's leftovers. I don't want to freeze it in a big tub because when I want a single portion, I got to thaw out the whole tub. This is a great way. You mentioned mac and cheese. Any leftover, you can kind of freeze in individual portions, whether it's soup, stock, a chili, a stew, whatever. So freeze with it, bake with it, shape your burgers with it, freeze it. It's so versatile. I love silicone. Every great restaurant, we use silicone molds. And really the whole lineup of Kitchen HQ was designed to bring those restaurant tricks along with some cool colors and to make your life in the kitchen, in your home kitchen, as easy, as efficient that we would do in a restaurant kitchen.
$3.99 on any debit or credit card. These make amazing gifts as well. Both colors are still available. You can pick it up today in that cool teal color, or you can go for that red. Remember, dishwasher safe, oven safe up to 450 degrees. Speaking to Chef's point, you can bake in this. You can start getting really creative. I mean, even these cool fudge pieces, these wonderful little sweets that we've created here. Look how much prettier they are than if they were just round, and everything is consistent, and that's a big deal because it cooks more evenly, it looks prettier, it's more interesting. New and exclusive for you today, 783-408 is your item number. And the truth is, any prep that you can get done ahead of time just means to me, chefs, that I can have more fun with my friends and family.
100%. You don't want to be shaping burgers by hand one by one, right? Like I've basically done 16 burgers in under a minute. So that's the kind of efficiency you want to have. You want to bake with it. You want to have those consistent results. And another thing, you know what, Leslie, I will tell you that I've been putting up recipes on hsn.com and people have been loving those recipes. So you know what? I'm going to put up this carrot cake recipe because there's a couple secrets in here. Applesauce keeps it really moist. And I shredded my carrots with my Kitchen HQ speed grater. So there's a couple little tricks there to make the prep really quick, really easy. I'm going to put it up tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to do it. Look out for those recipes because the whole lineup is designed to make life easy.
Oh, and before we let you go, I know you've got another super smart tool for us, so don't you go anywhere. By the way, this is new and exclusive. 783-408 is your item number. We want you to have fun this summer. Let it be a nice, lazy summer for you. Prep ahead.